Hello friends, this is your buddy Vince, and today we'll be talking about how to be better and more effective manager using Ken Blanchard's model of situational leadership. I'm sure you've heard, as I've heard, different managers talking about their leadership style. Some managers tend to say, I'm a macro manager. I prefer to give my employees a free hand and let them just do their thing. Another person will be talking, oh, this manager, they are micromanager. They like to control every little detail, and this is actually a BS. And I'll tell you why. It's almost like saying, generalizing, I always drive fast. Yeah, freeway, highway, school zone. Yeah, I always drive fast. Or this person, yeah, they always drive slow. Whether it's school zone or parking lot or a highway, they always will drive slow. No. And this is where Ken Blanchard's situational leadership model comes to play. You see, everybody is different. We deal with different employees every day. We are different employees. And we cannot rely that the same model that we are using for this employee will work on this one, and this one. Because they are different people, they have different needs, they are on different development stage. Some maybe perhaps they've been at work longer, more years. The other one's experience is much more limited. Different employees are on different developmental stage depending on multiple factors. Perhaps how long they've been with the company. Are they beginner? Or maybe they are veteran. They've been with us many years. Another, their education, their experience. Are they familiar with the system? Have they worked with it before? Or is it the first time they are seeing it? Their mindset, their psyche, their personality, their character, and many, many other factors. Situational leadership is a leadership style that's been actually developed by Ken Blanchard, and it refers to when the manager or the leader of the organization adjusts their leadership style to the level of their followers, of their subordinates, when he's trying to influence them. In situational leadership, the manager actually recognizes the development level of his or her subordinates and adjusts their style to serve the type of employee he's dealing with. This model recognizes the development of an employee in 4 different stages, which are illustrated by quadrants. We have S1, S2, S3, and S4. In the S1 quadrant, our employees are beginners. They are enthusiastic, however, they are not really capable of performing work by themselves. Their competence level is not too high yet. They are committed, but they are not exactly sure about how to do it, what they are supposed to do. They are a little bit unwilling because they are scared. They don't know how to deal with different situations, and they are kind of like kids which are first time in school. Quadrant number 2, or S2. In S2 quadrant, we are dealing with an employee that's been with the company for a little bit, and they are not scared anymore. They are not unwilling. They are willing to try new things. They are a little bit more comfortable. However, they still lack many of the necessary skills. Perhaps they are not good with all the processes, and they, with the proper guidance, they can do the job. However, they cannot do it by themselves yet. Or they can, but they are just unsure exactly how to do it. Quadrant number 3, or S3, are employees which are many times veterans. They've been with the company for a while. They can perform very well, but their willingness is lacking. Something is not right. They have all the skills and all the necessary tools and they know the processes, but for some reason they are not performing the way that they should be, not the way that up to company standard. Something is missing. Finally, quadrant number 4, or S4, are the employees which are skilled, which are willing, and which are able. Those employees, maybe they are new, maybe they've been veterans, however, they possess all the necessary knowledge and skills, and they are willing to take care of any job or any task they've been given, and they can handle it on their own. They don't need our coaching, they don't need our supervision. Pretty much they can function perfectly by themselves. So now, how would we as managers adjust our management style to fit each of these employees based on their developmental level? Okay, so quadrant number 1. In quadrant number 1, S1, where the employee is unwilling yet and unable, meaning they do not possess all the necessary knowledge yet, or perhaps they lack still some skills, or they don't know some of the processes, and they are a little bit skittish, they are a little bit scared, fearful of performing the tasks on their own. With this type of employee, we would make sure that they exactly understand what needs to be done. We would closely monitor their tasks. We would be directing. We would be micromanaging. This is the type of leadership that follows employees in S1, quadrant 1. With employee graduating from level 1, from quadrant 1, and moving slowly to quadrant number 2, we would change our management style from directing to coaching. We become coaches. This type of employee is willing to work. They are not scared or skittish anymore. They know pretty much what's expected to them. However, they still lack some of the knowledge. They still lack some of the skills. Maybe they are still unsure, or they are perhaps not good with some of the systems yet. In that case, we don't have to work on their morale because they are already willing to. They are not scared. But we have to help them to get better in their technical skills. Next quadrant is S3. So quadrant number 3. This type of employee is an employee which knows all the systems, has all the technical knowledge, is good at what they do. However, for some reason, they are not performing the best. They lack morale. Maybe their morale is low, maybe there is some situation or some mindset that they have that inhibits them from making the best of their work. In this type, we don't have to coach them because they already know what to do. We don't have to direct them, also because they know the processes probably better than us. In that case, we would focus on supporting, and this is where we use supporting management style. We are talking, we are better listeners. We are spending with the employee maybe a little bit one-on-one time, trying to figure out what makes them tick, what is that inhibits them from performing the best that they could. The last quadrant, S4, is quadrant where we have employee that has all the technical skills, is willing, has high morale, and pretty much can function completely on their own. In that style in this development stage of employee, we would use delegating type of management. we can delegate their task, and we can be certain that they will be done because they are trained, they are willing, they have great morale, and there's nothing that we need to work on with this employee besides just occasional monitoring. Our goal as managers is to take that employee from the Quadrant S1 through the whole development cycle to Quadrant S4, where the employee is pretty much as us, as the manager. They can function completely and perform the work on their own, and we don't have to supervise or babysit anymore. From personal experience, I actually had situations where I did not recognize the type of employee, and I failed in my management skills. I had nice older lady, for the sake of the video, let's call her fictional name Mary. And Mary was a very, very nice, willing older lady. She just wasn't as good with computers. She did not understand some of the processes. She would ask me the same question quite often about, for instance, how to operate Excel or how to enter data into the system. Had I not failed to recognize that she was in the coaching stage, she needed a coach, she was willing, instead of giving her directing, nope, this is what we have to do, this is how we do it, maybe perhaps I could have made her a better employee. However, there was something that she was not really comfortable with. Kathy knew all the systems. Another time, I had an employee which was really, really good with her skills, with all the systems, and had all the knowledge. For the sake of the video, let's call her fictional name Kathy. Kathy knew exactly what needed to be done. She knew all the systems. She's been there longer than anybody else, but there was something that she was not actually performing too well. She was lacking in her work, was often not completely done, not finished, or when it was finished was not completely correct. Had I recognized that her morale was actually down and was nothing to do with her skills, that she needed the supporting, not the coaching and not the directing, maybe perhaps I could have helped her to be a much better employee. Thus, learning from those mistakes, I was actually able to recognize how important the situational leadership management style is. Answering the question of what your management style is, a good manager will never tell you whether they are micromanager or macromanager. A good manager will tell you they adjust to whatever the need of the employee is, and that each situation requires different management style congruent on the certain situation with a certain employee. For visual aids on Ken Blanchard's situational leadership management style, please see the comments and you will notice that I left a couple links where you can actually download the visual aids. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and also subscribe for more upcoming videos. Also, tell me what you think. Leave some notes in the comments, as well as let me know what other topics interest you and you would like me to make video about. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.